All right, Tim, you are the host. Do you want me to bring the show in or you got it?
Bring the show in. We need that juicy peach all over the beginning.
Oh my God, it's Tuesday. Welcome to In Black, where it's going to get real raunchy in black tonight. Tim came up with an excellent topic as usual, and I'm just here for the ride. I am not your host tonight. Tim is,
Yes.
but as usual, please, all the views and thoughts here and everything said tonight is not the opinions of I Am Me Inc. and our subsidiary I Am Me in Black. It's not. It's our own personal opinions. Everybody, if you are watching, because I see a whole lot of you, please hang in there. Please write down your questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat. Tim probably might allow y'all to come on. It depends on how fried our brains is by the end of the night. Because we're
Mhm.
going to talk about your favorite president in the whole wide world,
Hey.
Donald Trump. So with that being said, I'm turning it over to Tim.
Oh,
I saw Dre face like my favorite president.
right.
Tim.
Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I just want to tell everyone this is an interactive podcast. Please don't hesitate to type your questions. Towards the end of the show, we'll probably bring you on, let you let you participate in the show actively. Ask any questions that you want to ask regarding the show. Any questions that you want to direct towards members of the panel. Please just take a moment before we get started. Share, share, share. And then when you've shared, share again. Okay. Um, the topic tonight is something that has been a thorn in our side for the last year. It's been our current president and his presidency and the tactics he's using during his pre- presidency. I said pregnancy. Um, this show is going to be a doozy because he's waged an all-out war on the LGBTQ plus community, and we're addressing it tonight. You know, from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, basically, in between questions, I'm just going to be giving you the facts of what he's taken from the LGBTQ plus community within his first year of presidency. So I'm gonna start it off with January 20th, 2025, Trump's second day in office. I'm sorry, his first day in office. So he started right from the rip. January 20th, 2025, Trump's first day. During his inaugural address, Trump says, as of today, it will henceforth be the policy of the United States government. There are only two genders, male and female. Later that day, Trump signs the Defending Women from Gender Ideology, Extremism, and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government, an executive order that defines sex in federal law to mean biological sex at conception. It eliminates federal recognition of trans identities, blocks gender self-identification on federal documents, ceases federal funding for gender-affirming care, and restrict trans people's access to bathrooms, prison shelters, and other government facilities that match their gender. Trump also signs the Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI, Programs and Referencing Act, an executive order that orders federal agencies to terminate diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates, policies, and programs. This order reveals a policy in place by this order repeals a policy that was put in place by the Biden administration that created initiatives for federal government to combat systematic barriers related to hiring on the basis of race, religion, income, gender, identity, sexual orientation, and disability. January 21st, 2025. The flurry of executive orders ending illegal discrimination, restoration, merit-based opportunity. Another executive order that revokes the 1965 order, which mandated affirmative action for federal contractors and required that steps to comply with non-discrimination laws. The order violates the U.S. Supreme Court's 2020 decision in Bostock versus Clayton County, which extended the Title VII sex-based protections to trans people. Nearly all LGBTQ and HIV-focused content resources were deleted from the White House's website, including the White House's Equity Report, information about LGBT Pride Month, and a fact sheet expanding access to HIV prevention and treatment. In addition, the State Department removes its LGBT rights page, and the Department of Labor removes the LGBTQ workers page. To end January 28th funding cuts. Trump signs Protecting Children from Chemical and Surgical Mutilation order, an executive order that borrows federal funding for the gender-affirming care for minors and directs the Department of Health and Human Services to restrict the insurance coverage for such treatments under Medicare, Medicaid, and the Affordable Care Act. Hours after Trump signs the order, Uncloseted Media speaks with 6 LGBT kids about their thoughts. That was Trump's first month. He took all of those things away in just 1 month. How does, and this is directed to the panel, how does any of these things that were taken in the first month affect you? How does it affect your life personally? We're going to start off with Donna.
I didn't know about half of that stuff, but I mean, I don't know if it affected me because I'm still doing the same thing since he's been in office, and nothing has changed with me. I mean, I don't nothing has stopped with my life, or but I see is a lot more with the seem like the trans with seem more they're getting affected. I mean, with the man and women thing, I don't think that's right, but it kind of is true. We was born either male or female, but as far as with you being what you want to be when you get older or whatever is your choice, and for him to make that decision to say, yeah, well, we should only recognize male and female. Well, when a trans woman comes to a transition, she's a woman. So when a trans man transition, he's a man. So I don't know. It didn't affect me. I don't. Yeah, some of that stuff I didn't hear about, but it didn't affect me in any way.
Okay. That's your answer?
Yes, Tim.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on to Dre.
I'm I'm with Donna. Like it didn't affect me. I still make the same salaries and everything. I haven't been discriminated per se in Delaware. Um, we fight against Trump here anyway, so we Democrats stay to the core. So a lot of the things that the Republican office has tried has not cleared in this state. So
Mm.
we've been doing pretty good up north. Now down south it might be a different story and slower lower, but in Wilmington we fight against Trump. So he'll say, the sky is blue. We'll say, yep, the sky is purple, and we'll paint that bitch purple if we got to.
Right,
We just not gonna
right.
allow the Republican Party to actually move here.
Yeah.
So
So talk.
that's my answer.
Okay. All right, Miss Peach.
Oh my God.
Let's
All
hear.
right. So to answer this question, first off, I'll start by saying, me personally, have I experienced any effects of it? No, because um I walk in the world stealth mode, right? You don't know if I'm part of the community. You don't know what I am. You just see a black woman with glasses and
Right,
boobs and hair, right? So you really,
right.
I don't have a target on me, right? But I can see if I was, more so like Donna, masculine center, it may have some social effects. But right now, it hasn't trickled down to me. But I can say that personally, internally, mentally, it bothers me because I am a part of a community in which I love, and I love everyone in it. And I am afraid for the trans community, and I'm also the type of person that's willing to put myself in front of them if I needed to defend. So I'm worried about them socially, I'm worried about them mentally, I'm worried about the cutting of resources and funding and all that. That's bothering me. I'm worried about me probably going to jail because I got to do something to defend my trans brother and sister. An intersex person, which I don't want to get in depth in that because I could be here all night with that. And then I'm wondering about the trickle down effect because, you know, bullies are bullies, right? They always
Mhm.
start from one space. And right now, I feel like you're stuck on the trans community. You're stuck on, the intersex community. You're stuck on non binary people. I'm waiting for you to come down the line and say, okay, we done immobilize them. Let's go get the other ones, and that's what sits on my mind. Like, what? Okay, we got to nip this in the bud before they come for all of us. So you got the trans, you got this one. Next, it could be the gays. The next, it could be the lesbians. It can be the pans. It can be no. We got to stop it. So that's my concern. Defending and then wondering what's next. And then the ultimate thing for me is if you can take out the trans community and make them look a certain way, make them look mentally unfit, then I know damn well y'all coming for us. And you're gonna try to make us look mentally unfit and have us back in these freaking hospitals getting shock therapy, cold therapy, and I ain't got time for that shit because y'all don't like who I sleep with, which is none of your business anyway. So I'm not the host tonight, so I can say all the shit that I want to say, but that is my answer.
um, I'm gonna say
I think you forgot
initially,
Zay.
Zay's on here. I don't have my
Yes.
glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, so it naturally next would be Zay. My apologies.
They-
I
The
think
screen
Zay
froze.
stuck.
Is he? Yeah, he's on. Okay, he's on.
He's
He
on
said,
mute.
"Go ahead." He on mute.
He said go ahead because he said he can't answer that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so initially, I was really untouched by it. I think they are just using the trans community as the easiest way to put their foot in the door.
Right.
And as Peach just said, I think they're just starting with that community because it's the easiest. Uh, it's the easiest to defame. It's the easiest, like Peach said, it's the easiest to convince people of mental instability. Um, just recently, I was offered a government job, and I'm about to take that government job.
Nice.
And prior to being offered the opportunity to work for the government, um, this didn't affect me directly, like immediately. But being a government employee and with so many protections being taken away from us, I now have a concern working for the government, especially doing the line of work that I'm going to be doing for the government. Discrimination is in the back of my mind because it's a man's line of work, and homosexuality is frowned on just naturally because of the nature of the work. And for the first time, I have reservations taking a job because of my sexual preference. And prior to now, I never, ever had to even sit down and think about it because I blend in most environments without trying, just naturally being myself. You know, there are plenty of jobs that I've had that, you know, my coworkers never knew anything about my sexual orientation. So now, for the first time in my life, my sexual orientation is a major concern, except in this job. And prior to this period of time and prior to this presidency, that was never a concern. So just like that, I went from someone who wasn't immediately touched by the changes to absolutely being someone that could be targeted because of the changes. And it's a different feeling. It's an uncomfortable feeling. But I've never let anybody stop me from getting anything I wanted in the past. And this is not going to be any different, you know. But that's my answer.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna move forward, gaily forward, not straight forward.
Yeah.
February 3rd, mentions of LGBTQ people are erased or minimized across federal government websites with a particular focus on trans and intersex people. The State Department first removes trans people in its travel safety guidelines, only mentioning the L, the G, and the B. They erased the T, the Q, and the plus. And everything back there behind it. All gone. Any documentation, we are listed as LGB. We are no longer listed Q and T. They eliminated those. Why? Because a lesbian is their born sex. A gay person, which focuses on gay men, is their born sex. Bisexuals are their born sex. The Q and everything, the T and everything past that, of questionable sexual orientation. So they completely eliminated it. So it's not just they abbreviated us, they actually eliminated anything that wasn't birth gender identifying. February 5th, Trump signs Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, an executive order that prohibits trans women and girls from competing in collegiate female sports. February 13th, under directions of Trump's executive order, the National Park Service removes references to trans and queer rights and history, including from the Stonewall National Monument pages. The TQ from LGBTQ is dropped in instances where the acronym is present. Protesters gathered at the Stonewall National Monument in New York the next day to voice their outrage. February 14th, Valentine's Day. The U.S. withdraws from the United Nations LGBTI core group, which was formed in 2008 and pledges to support LGBTQ and intersex rights by working within the United Nations framework and ensuring fundamental freedoms for all, specifically lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex persons, with a particular focus on protection from violence and discrimination. So he completely alleviated that protection. So those people are no longer protected. March 15th, illegal deportations. And this is the young man whose story made worldwide news. The Trump-Vance administration deports 238 Venezuelan immigrants, to CECOT, a maximum prison in El Salvador. The administration claims these individuals are affiliated with the Tren de Aragua gang. Andre Hernandez Romero, a gay makeup artist seeking asylum, is one of the migrants with no criminal record. Hernandez vanished from U.S. custody before his asylum hearing, and his lawyer asserts he was deported without due process. On July 18th, Hernandez was returned to Venezuela along with 249 other immigrants. The Department of Homeland Security dismisses abuse allegations of torture, sexual assault, and other inhumane treatment. April 2nd, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services updates its policy to recognize only two biological sexes, male and female, for immigration benefit requests. This policy reverses previous efforts to accommodate non-binary and trans individuals as it removes the X gender marker from immigration forms. By denying trans people the right to self-select their gender, the government is making it harder for them to exist safely and with dignity. This is about common sense. It's about erasing an entire community from the legal landscape. Okay. Now, the assault continues on the trans community, but he is starting to open the assault on more than just the trans community. And he's taking rights. He started off with the trans community, but now he's opened them up. And he's taking them from everybody. Does anyone on the panel fear that if the acceleration continues, that we will all be treated the same as the trans and the intersex community? Does anybody on the panel have any fear or concern of that? We're gonna start off.
Because I think they go. Okay.
Go ahead, Donna.
No, I mean, yeah, just like Peirrce said, they're gonna start with the trans individuals, and it's gonna trickle down to because we all it's all in the community, regardless trans, lesbian, we're all in that one community. So yes, I do have a fear, but as far as like me, I'm retired. I don't, I'm just, collect VA benefits. So I'm retired. So I don't have to go out in the corporate world or government world or work. And so I don't have to look upon or nobody discriminate me in that type of world. So, but for other people that's in the community, I mean, I'm sure it's going to come to a time where it's going to be really hard where as far as like work, and even probably walking down the street. I mean, if it's gonna get to that point, so that's why I said we have to really stick together and probably find our own little planet and move away. Just find a planet somewhere, and all of us LGBT and plus just leave and start our own life. I think that's what's going to be with the end time and end of it. So that's just my answer.
Okay. Let's try Mr. Zay.
Can you answer that question? Do you fear that he's gonna end the rest of the LGB portion of the LGBTQIA?
I don't fear it, but I feel like he'll probably end it.
Did y'all hear him?
No.
He said,
Say it louder. He said he doesn't fear it, but he does feel like he's trying to just end the LGBTQIA population. Like he doesn't want the cause to exist per se.
Oh yeah.
okay. Peach.
Did you want Dre to answer it?
Yeah, but he's gonna come after you.
Oh, okay.
You just a member of the panel tonight.
Don't be questioning our host.
I'm like Dre up there. I'm waiting like Dre. Oh yeah, definitely. I do fear it in so many ways. Like I always say on most of these shows, my fear is once you make us mentally incompetent, you can do anything you want with us. At that point, you do whatever you want. You can fry our brains. You do whatever you want. Ultimately what it feels like to me is Trump is trying to get us back to the good old boy days, to the 50s and the 60s, where we had to live, um we had beards, where we couldn't socially exist. So a gay man would marry a lesbian, and I think we're going to be functioning like that if
Oh
Trump
my
has
god.
his way. Yeah, so I am very afraid. I am afraid for the masculine centered women. I am afraid for the feminine centered men. I'm just afraid for us. I'm afraid for anyone that can't and for lack of a better word, code switch like me and Tim. We could code switch. Like if worst come to worst, we
Hey,
can
I
go
can't do
ahead and
my
get
they
us.
can't do that.
Yeah, we could
I
go
can do
ahead and
that
get us
too.
the opposite sex. But some people just can't do
Just
that,
be
right?
celibate.
So y'all
Yeah.
can't code switch, and I'm afraid. So then
Uh,
y'all gonna have to marry each other, and you know what Trump trying to do? Because like I said, I feel like he's gonna eliminate all of it, and we gonna all be back in the 40s. I'm gonna be wearing an apron. I'm gonna be in the kitchen. I ain't gonna have no damn job. I'm gonna have these ugly ass slippers, and I'm gonna be with some dude, and his
oh
feet
no.
gonna stink, and we're gonna have to live like that, or I'm
Oh,
gonna be in jail. It's gonna be one of the two, but yeah, that is my fear. We're gonna be in the 40s. I'm gonna be messed up. I won't be a career woman. I don't
mm.
know.
He
I
can't
don't
be
think I can
president
handle
forever. He cannot. He cannot be president forever. So.
it. So, but that is my answer. This is the road I see if we keep going down this
This
line
road.
with him, and then everybody just following him up. I can see this, and I can see a lot of people being excited until you have all of these crazy ass LGBTQ people either killing themselves or mentally just not functioning, and then you got to take care of us. We just all over the place. So no, y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that energy. Y'all got
Uh-uh.
to stop him. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Dre.
I just want to say, first of all, I'm upset that Peach just took me all the way back to the damn color purple. Um, I don't know what she going through in her head over there, but I am not going to be Hoppo. That's all I know.
right. Right.
Um, and I sure the hell won't be Mister. uh, I mean, we can see the agenda now. Can he pull it off successfully before the end of his presidency? I'd highly doubt it. Because we are dealing with a man who's pissing off his own people. So if we looking at the way he going now, he's burning a lot of bridges,
Yeah.
and you only gonna have but so much time before that bridge burns out. Now you ain't gonna catch me in no damn fields, Peach.
Me neither.
I will be the one that would be the one to take his ass out for real. Cause
Yeah.
ain't no way you gonna have me up in nobody's damn field. First of all, my heart don't like heat. I almost died today, and it's only about 85 outside.
I know it.
So I know good and hell well I'm not gonna be in nobody's fields picking no damn nothing.
Nah. Nah.
Uh if
Mm.
anything, I'll be the one inside making his new hair pieces. But yeah. I, I I don't think he can successfully eliminate an entire culture per se by the end of his term. Um we know he not getting another damn term. That part is
Mm-mm.
He
he ain't got that much
trying.
MAGA support no more.
He pushing. He trying.
Well, he's
Well,
trying a lot. He's trying.
And
He's trying to become king, but so the hell was Mufasa or
nah,
well,
Simba.
the way he
So we
going, ain't
not
nobody.
we not even gonna worry about that. We just gotta get to the polls, and this I think if we pay attention as a unit, if the population, the culture, if we pay attention as a unit, if no other reason says to y'all black folk, get your ass up and go vote, this presidency should have showed you everything you needed to see.
Yeah.
okay. That was your answer. Okay. Well, I'm hosting the show and I forgot the question.
No.
Peach, what was the question?
I don't know. What was the question?
You asked was Trump trying to do we feel that Trump was trying to eliminate the LGBTQIA as a whole?
Yeah. Well, me personally, I see a lot has happened in the 2 weeks since I wrote the questions. When I originally wrote these questions, Trump was on a roll. But within the last 2 weeks, Trump has went from making threats all over the world to running from leader to leader, kissing ass. He is hugging people. He is kissing people on the neck. It's so the whole thought of him potentially having another term or being king is completely out the door because his people don't want him here. His own people don't want him here anymore. And once those people don't want you here, then the whole climate changes. You know, everybody that he had backing him, everybody that was conniving for him, are now turning suit on him. So my concerns now are different than they were 2 weeks ago when he was on a tyrant. Like he had just got to the Strait of Hormuz. He was promising that this was going to happen and this was going to happen, and they whooped Trump. They whooped our ass in the Strait of Hormuz. So I don't know. I'm not as concerned. I'm just worried about how much more damage he can do before they get him out the door, because
Right.
they're still working on the whole impeachment situation. They're still working on it.
Again.
I'm worried about the people that's going to follow him up. Not necessarily him, but people that hold his values. And if they get in office and they continue, because they seem to be more, Republicans seem to be more headstrong and persistent. It seems like Democrats is just all over the place.
Well, in this country, white supremacy has never stopped. It never stops moving. You know, it basically is the country. So, I mean, most of the Republican Party is hand in hand with white supremacy. So that type of stuff never stops. I mean, that the whole Constitution was built on white supremacy and free labor off of our backs. So I'm gonna move on to the next little group of information. April 3rd, 2025. In his first few months in office, Trump and his administration canceled over 270 National Institutes of Health grants focused on LGBTQ health, totaling at least 125 million in unspent funds. The cancellations disrupt research on HIV testing, prevention, AIDS, cancer, mental health, plus more. The cuts scrap more than 800 million worth of research into the health of LGBTQ people. The cuts abandon studies of cancers and viruses and set back efforts to defeat resurgences of sexually transmitted infections. They also eliminate swaths of medical research on diseases that disproportionately afflict LGBTQ people, including HIV and AIDS, various sexual transmitted infections, and cancer. June 2nd, 2025. Stanford begins suspending gender affirming care for younger people under 19 in response to Trump's executive order. Other major healthcare networks and many regional centers across the country begin following suit. Children's Hospital Los Angeles announces they will be cutting off care for patients as old as 25 beginning in July, stating they were left with no viable alternative because they could not risk any cuts to their federal funds. Trump's military ban begins, disallowing trans people from serving in all branches of the armed forces and removing those currently in service. Those who do not identify themselves will have their medical records surveyed and will be involuntarily separated as it's discovered that they are trans. July 21st, Trump's big beautiful bill is passed in the Congress. The sweeping package of tax breaks that largely benefit the wealthy include major funding cuts to LGBTQ health care, as well as a number of support programs that disproportionately serve queer people. July 17, 2025. The Trump-Vance administration officially shuts down the LGBTQ specific option on the 988 youth suicide, the 988 youth suicide hotline. So when you call the suicide hotline, there is no option for any gay people. You have to talk to someone who has no idea what it is to be you or to be like you, or somebody who may even have prejudices against who you are. This is a suicide hotline, a national suicide hotline. This comes a year after the data finds that 41% of LGBTQ youth seriously considered suicide. Noticeably, there are no plans to shut down the other targeted hotline options. Arden, who called when they were 16, told uncloseted media, "If it weren't for the hotline, I would have killed myself." So now when people who are in traumatic situations, or suicidal situations call, they don't get this, they don't have the option of having someone like them who understands the situation, who understands what they may be going through. We no longer have that, which adds to our fight during the time that we may be suicidal. August 14th, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforce arrests 40-year-old asylum seeker Ricardo Anthony Kelly during a routine immigration appointment. Kelly, who survived being shot 10 times in Jamaica by attackers who targeted him for being gay, is released 2 weeks later and describes the conditions of the ICE facility as unconscionable, inhumane, and horrific. Okay, now after listening to this, he's bounced off of the trans community, and just as Peach has said, just as I had said, now he's starting to open his pursuit. And this was last year. We haven't even got to 2026 yet. So he already started to branch out, and he is now expanding his attack on the entire community, not just the trans, not just the intersex. So just as we said, he used those two to get in the door. Now he's branching out and he's going after everybody. August 12th, 2025, the State Department released a revised 2024 Human Rights Report that omits references to LGBTQ. Trump Vance. Sorry. The media reports August 20th The media reports on court filings and revealed that the Justice Department issued subpoenas to hospitals for private medical records of LGBTQ patients 18 and younger. The DOJ requests billing data, communication with drug manufacturers, social security numbers, and records from providers who treated gender non-conforming minors. Doctors across the country report threats and fear government retaliation. The subpoena is breathtakingly invasive government overreach. This is specifically and strategically designed to intimidate healthcare providers and healthcare institutions into abandoning their LGBTQ patients, says Jennifer Levy, Senior Director of Transgender and Queer Rights at GLAD Law, an LGBTQ legal group and civil rights organization. Okay, now, now that you see what he's capable of, and now that you see that everything that he's doing is not making the media, is it more of a concern to you that things can be taken from you and it not be public knowledge? Because some of the things that I read as I was doing this didn't make the news. They didn't make mainstream media. And until I read this, I was completely unaware of the things that aren't being reported that he's taking away from us. That's why in between each section of questions, I'm just reading it so that by the time we get to the end of the show, you have everything that he's taken from us within a year's time. Does it concern you that you didn't know everything that I just read to you in this little section? How does it make you feel? Is it intimidating? Is it scary? Does it not touch you or bother you? Donna.
But you know the orange man. He don't like. He think the news is fake news anyway. So I already know why we probably didn't even get it in the in that on that platform. But I have a lot of this that you coming with right now. I have not even heard of. I haven't even read about it because I didn't even know about it until now. But yeah, but like I said, the with the trans individuals in the military, and he's trying to find who's in the military now to get them out. That's crazy to me. Like, why would you mess up a person's life like that? But and the suicide hotline for individuals to call. And I keep saying, this is the best time for us to come together. I don't know what else to say because we got to fight fire with fire, and we come in all types of shapes, sizes, colors. And there's billionaires that are gay. You know, we just need to come together because I don't know where it's gonna go with him because, like I said, he got one more year. Well, next year he's out of here, but I don't know. I just don't see it being that big of an issue because if it was all that was done in 25 and I didn't hear about it and I'm still going on with my life and whatever, and I don't know if everybody else is going on with their life, but I don't see getting to. I really don't see. I don't. I'm not really even. I don't want. I'm not gonna put myself in that situation to be worried about that. I'm gonna keep living my life, being who I am, and they want to do what they gotta do to me, and I'm gonna fight back. But I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just living my life. I'm not. Nah, I'm gonna keep living my life the way I'm living it. That's my
Okay.
answer.
All
Yeah, well,
right, Donna. That was a peppy answer. We like that.
yeah, I'm not worried about this.
Mr. Dre, I know you got an answer.
Y'all know I'm not worried about this man. I'm trying to get this man back on the Mayflower and ship his ass back over to England where he came from. I don't know why. Y'all got me worried about this man. This Cheeto face man is irking my soul.
Right.
As
Yeah,
far as
like
the news, like Donna said, y'all know Trump don't like the news, and half the news don't like Trump. I mean, you probably it might have played on Fox, if anything. You know, they under his back pocket.
right.
But the rest of these news people, they don't. Nobody plays Trump. The NBC stopped playing Trump. ABC stopped playing Trump. BET sure the hell don't play Trump.
No,
You know, we ain't got nowhere for him to go at this point. You know, where he going to hit next? VH1. I mean, nobody wants Trump on their channel. Like, so the only time he's on the news is if it affects somebody's paycheck. As far as the suicide hotline, I personally feel like they don't need to know a gender. I'm thinking of committing suicide.
mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
I need somebody to talk to. Let's not worry about who I'm screwing. Let's just worry about you helping me mentally.
Mhm.
Same with a number of things that Trump is really trying to call himself banning. I personally feel like we're in a standpoint where now it's just we gotta wait him out. You know, like Tim said, his crew, his Republican crew don't like him. His in-laws don't like him. Uh the black folk don't like him. I mean, like this man shit out of luck. He ain't got a friend in the world right now.
All right.
You know what I mean? The Mexicans is looking for his ass because they owe him money. He can't go to Atlantic City. He can't go to Florida. He can barely go to Mar-a-Lago, whatever that his shit called. Like he more banned than Michael Jackson was from Never Neverland right now. Like he's not. There's not an ounce of Trump that is going to survive this term. The only thing we waiting on is either the Illuminati or the mafia to look for him next.
Mm.
And if he keep fucking with Jay-Z and Beyonce's money, it's
Oh,
gonna happen faster than anything.
right.
So this is the thing we gotta look at. Like at this point,
Yeah. He only
he's
one
counting his
man.
days.
Right.
I'm hoping so, but everything that he has done prior to now, he wasn't supposed to be able to do. And I'm just scared that in the back of my mind that it's going to be some type of backdoor or something that's going to slide in there at last minute, or evidence is going to be snatched at the last minute, and somehow this he's going to get past this impeachment. I just have this
He had.
fear that's in my gut. But I'm gonna move on to the next person.
Mm.
Since we just had Dre and Zay's right there at the end of the couch, why don't we just go right to Zay?
First of all, you ain't gotta be telling people our business.
Well, you flashed him at the end of the couch
I
while
don't
ago.
give a damn if I flashed him. Okay. He could be tuning in live via fucking satellite, Tim.
It's not a secret. It's not a
Watch the
secret.
satellite.
He just
Zay,
chilling.
your feelings?
Huh?
Are
He
you
not with us.
scared of what Trump might do next?
Oh, Jesus. He
No, I'm
just
not necessarily scared. I don't actually really pay Trump any attention. I
right.
don't know that about the information that Tim just said though. That was news to my ears, but I expect him to just be shit because he's just shit and he's gonna forever be shit. But I'm not surprised at nothing that he does because he's gonna just keep taking shit. But in
Yeah.
the long run, it's gonna fuck
That's a
him
lot
up.
of shit.
So I'm okay.
A whole lot of shit.
Exactly. Scared of
Okay.
one man. He's too powerful.
All right. Thank you for that shit, Peach. Piggity Peach.
Wake up. Oh, there
I'm
she.
going to take this opportunity to say, what is the question again, Tim?
Do you fear? Do you fear? With all that I said, it's a lot of it that didn't reach the media. Does that concern you on and I'm only to like August of last year. I haven't gotten up to 26 yet, even though we're almost there. Does it concern you, considering how much that I just read that you didn't hear in the media? How much more he may have taken away from us
Mm.
behind our backs without us even knowing?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say all of this information is located inside the IME app. There's a nice little tab that says Trump and the White House. If you click it, it tells you every executive order, everything. If you click the Delaware tab, it tells you the ACLU tab, it tells you all the new bills that's coming down the pike. And you can see whether it's involving the LGBTQ plus community. So download the IME mobile app and you will be abreast on what is going on.
Okay.
Now, but I must say this, it's under construction because I'm adding some things, but it will be back in the Android and Apple store. So no, um I am not afraid. The reason why I'm not, because I am the type of person that I'm not waiting for mainstream media to tell me anything. When it comes to our community, I'm always researching. I'm always trying to stay abreast and afloat. Maybe it's because, I'm a founder of a nonprofit, or I'm just concerned all the time. I don't know what it is, but it just piques my interest to just kind of keep up with everything. Now, I'm with you, Tim. It's like this, I'm never sleeping on anyone, especially a motherfucker that done showed you out of all the presidents in my lifetime that I'm going to go in there and do what the F I want. And I don't give a shit about what y'all feel. This is why people voted him in, because they love the type of man that he is. You know what I'm saying? They love that bravado. So I never sleep on Trump. Um, what else was I going to say about this crazy ass man? Okay, so as far as the suicide hotline, that 8888 number, that was only one outlet for our community. There are multiple ones. So that is not scary to me. I think a lot of times there's a lot of fear mongering that goes on. And before I allow myself to get in that space, that's the perfect opportunity for me to research whatever's bothering me. So 888 is going, okay, well, wait a minute. Ain't it other avenues? Aren't there other nonprofits? Aren't there other things going on where I could get some resources? Let me check that out. As far as the army and the trans community, if they wanted to be a part of that and they can't now, maybe that's probably God doing you a favor, because there's a lot of little raunchy stuff going on right now, and I don't want y'all out there. But that's just my opinion, that's my opinion. And I think he overturned where actually no one could be, if you're part of the community, you could be within the armed forces, correct? Didn't they unturned that already? Like, it's not just trans, it's just LGB period,
GBT, yep.
but like I said, at this point, I don't want y'all out there anyway. I know y'all got to get y'all bag, but it's just too much shit going on with all of that. But no, I'm not afraid. I try to stay informed with everything. I try to keep up with everything. I try to stay abreast, stay afloat. So he really doesn't get too much past me, because I'm always watching his crazy ass. But that is, my answer. Just stay aware. As long as you're aware, you can't get backdoored. Get involved with some nonprofits. If you are a policy person, get involved with nonprofits that's involved in that. Just get into action however you can. That's my
Okay.
answer.
All right. My answer is simply this. Um, I took the time to think of the topic and to do the research. So I'm definitely concerned about how much uh, is actually being done behind our back. I'm only halfway through. And it's really, it's sad to say that at this point he hadn't started to do his dirtiest work. We getting ready to get into the dirty of the dirt right now. Okay. So September the 4th, in response to a mass shooting in Minneapolis that was carried out by a trans woman, or so they claimed in the beginning, CNN reports the DOJ is considering restricting trans American Second Amendment rights. The department aims to justify a firearm ban by declaring trans people mentally defective, building off of Trump's trans military ban. The proposal sparks backlash from the National Rifle Association, who says in a statement they will not support gun bans that arbitrarily strip abiding citizens of their Second Amendment rights. September the 12th, DOJ removes a study from its website showing that far-right extremists have killed more Americans than any other domestic terrorist group. They are attempting to label the group trans in with terrorists. The archive report disappears 2 days after anti-LGBT conservative activist Charlie Kirk is assassinated. Okay, the White House, September 22nd, the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, claims that the administration is investigating why trans people are turning to domestic terrorism, despite no evidence of this. She calls anyone denying the false link willfully ignorant, and despite the most recent data available from the 2018 showing that trans people are 4 times more likely to be victims of violent crimes when compared to cisgender people. September 23rd, Trump cancels a budget meeting and blames a potential government shutdown on Democrats supporting trans inclusive policies. So he even tried to blame the government shutdown, the stalling during the government shutdown on trans people and support of trans rights. FBI, October 1st, FBI Director Kash Patel fires a trainee for displaying a pride flag on his desk, labeling it an improper political message. That dismissal follows reports that pro-Trump appointees are combining internal FBI files to identify LGBTQ employees. So the government is using different data. This is my concern about the job that I was offered. The government is using different data to find out who is LGBT in government employment.
What?
October the 3rd, Education Secretary Linda McMahon sends a 9-page proposal to 9 universities and asks for a commitment to ban trans-inclusive facilities, define sex by reproductive function. So that means no one can identify as anything as a male or a female on these college campuses. The proper calls for schools to revise their government structure, abolishing institutional units that purposefully punish, belittle, or even spark violence against conservative ideas. So that means if the kids decide to protest against anything that's being introduced to them, they're expelled from school. If the teachers participate in anything, they're fired. October the 10th, the White House lays off more than 1,100 HHS employees. The Office of Population Affairs, which administers the Title X family planning networks, teen pregnancy prevention, and LGBTQ healthcare initiatives, is eliminated. November 6th, the Supreme Court grants the Trump-Vance administration's request to put a hold on federal rulings in Massachusetts affecting trans and non-binary people by preventing them from self-identifying correctly on their IDs, claiming to be in line with Trump's defending women from gender ideology and extremism and restoring biological truth to the government to the federal government. Now, that's something that he enacted like his first couple of months in office, and now you're seeing where it's coming into play. In her dissent, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson writes, this court has once again paved the way for the immediate infliction of injury without adequate or really any justification, because I cannot she basically goes on to say that it's pointless and painful perversion of our equitable discretion, and she dissented from the court. How much of that did you not know anything about?
None. None. It's weird to me, but I haven't heard none of that. None. And with the jobs, like you're saying, with the government, ain't nobody gonna be working because half of the damn people probably are in the community. So there ain't gonna be nobody working. He go ahead and keep playing around like that. Like he don't know that the LGBT community is large and in charge. Let him keep playing around. He gonna get his feelings hurt. He gonna get his feelings hurt. He keep playing with us. See what happens. We too large. We ain't going for that. He can do all that. Yeah. I know. I'm not worried. I'm gonna keep, like I said, keep living my life the way I'm living it. He can do all them executive orders and write all he want. Yeah, that's nice.
That's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm noticing your standpoint is you just gonna live life. You're not gonna stress it. You ain't got time.
Yeah, and
You
I
wanna
can't save the world. I mean, everybody gotta look out for themselves. I can't save the world. I can't save the whole LGBT community. I mean, but we just, like I said, we have to band together. If it really get worse to the point where it gets to that point where it is no turning back, yeah, we need to band together. That's the only thing we're gonna have is each other. So until it gets like really, really to that point, yeah, I'm just gonna live my life.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good answer.
thank you.
Peach.
Okay, so how do I feel about everything you just said? Number one, lavender scare. Look up the lavender scare. Trump, try something more original, right? Because this reminds me of the lavender scare. Come on now, dude. You don't have an original play in your playbook, man. This is funny. Like,
Right.
who are you, Senator McCarthy? Like, give me a fucking break. Y'all tried this in the 40s and 50s. Y'all got rid of all the LGBTQ employees because you stated that, oh, we were risk. We were susceptible to blackmail because of our sexuality, and we would give away government secrets, and you did all they McCarthy did all these executive orders for sexual perversion, and
Mm.
then you went down and wrote a list and went and tried to find every last gay federal employee. This is a repeat of that. So I'm with like Donna. I'm like, yo, like for real, dude. For real. I'm waiting you out on this one because y'all tried this before and you
Right.
see where it got you. It got you a whole bunch of protests. It got you
Right.
Stonewall. It got you all of these things.
There's
Why
too
are we
many of
back
us.
here?
There's too many of us to
Yes. Why
even.
why are we back here with this? It's the same play. I love history. And one of my teachers used to always say, pay attention to it because it's always going to repeat itself. And this is what it feels like. Like it's a lavender scare with additional moving pieces to it. So, Trump, good
Mhm.
luck with that because
Buddy.
I mean, seriously, you gonna out people that's most likely out? Socially, like what happens? Like back then when you got outed socially, like I said, you ended up in institutions. Your family turned their back on you. But this is 2026. Go ahead and out people. You might see people dancing in the streets. You might see us at the gay club. You might
Right.
see us doing all these other things, but you can't really out us where it's going to hurt.
He
They're
probably
not
got people.
outing.
He
They're not
probably got people
outing
that
them.
work with him that are gay.
They're not outing them. They're firing them.
Right, and that's the McCarthy scare. They fired you because you were gay. And then in society, what they did was they put you in the newspaper. They may not go that far, right? But essentially, just imagine Trump firing all these people. Well, this is how the news works. Trump is firing gay federal employees. So
Ain't
if
gonna
a
be
person
no
is
working.
fired and socially you find out they got fired, what you gonna assume? They're gay, right? So that's
Mhm.
a more softer way of outing them. So it doesn't even fucking make sense. Like, Trump, are you suffering from dementia? We are
Right.
not in the 40s and the 50s. Like,
Well,
dude,
I just want to remind you that
Yeah.
he
shit.
successfully fired 300,000 black
I
women from
fine.
government employment
I believe
and
it.
did not one repercussion.
I believe it. I believe it. And again,
That's a
history
lot of
repeats
people.
itself. It
I'm
repeats
not.
itself.
I'm not
It's
disagreeing with you. All I'm saying
yeah.
is
That's a lot of people.
this one is
It's a,
getting
and they
more
did
of his.
300,000 back then too. Probably even more. Probably even more. And it was
What's the
worse.
point?
It was worse, but we're going to survive. We're going to make it through it.
But that's a lot of
I'm not
people.
scared. I'm not scared, but it happened before. Again, it's all the same thing.
Hmm.
It's all the same thing. At some point, like you said, we're gonna have to ride it out and just move on. And then those people, I guarantee you, after all of this, they probably gonna get some compensation for it.
Right. They not fighting back. Like they just gonna
They'll-
give up like that.
They're gonna. Listen. I guarantee you. I'm probably gonna let me knock on this marble right here.
They just
I
let
think once he's out of office, I believe there are going to be multiple lawsuits because I see ACLU already filing multiple lawsuits against this asshole for some of his executive orders. It's probably a lawsuit out for that too. Because let's just say if you could get DEI back in, right?
mm,
That would fall under it. Like he's just doing too much stupid shit.
yeah, 'cause
Yes.
Just
he has
too
nothing
much
else to
stupid
do.
shit. So I'm not even worried about it. It's the same thing. I mean, I feel for the families, because now we are more family centered um than before, back then. Hopefully these people had nest eggs. Hopefully they got other opportunities. This is just the federal government. It's other, jobs or careers that you can get. Hopefully they was financially sound enough to be able to
Mhm.
sustain. But yeah, this is just more of the same to me. We're gonna survive. I'm not scared. Once
Okay.
you read about it, once you read it, once you seen videos of it, y'all even seen videos of the lavender skin. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What's next? You gonna put us in a concentration camp and burn us
Mhm.
and do like, what are you doing? That's my
Um,
answer. No, I am not afraid. I'm just he need to be more creative. That's my answer.
Okay. Mr. Dre.
If we remember when Trump first said he was going to run for office, if we don't say nothing else that Trump said he's gonna do, Trump has kept his promise. He said, "I'm gonna run from office. I'm gonna get voted in. I'm gonna cause a bunch of stir in the White House. I'm gonna make the country poor again. I'm gonna run." And you know why? Because people love drama. He's made every last one of his commitments that he said he was going to do. And why? Because the United States is now built on drama. Um, Personally, I feel like we have become the world's soapbox opera.
Yes, a reality TV
We
show,
have
right?
become one big ass reality TV show for the world to
well,
see
it is a show.
that we have taken a country that was built on business, and we have made it one big ass reality TV show. Everything now in the US is all about ratings and how much bull crap we will allow. And we have allowed it to be everything he promised it would be. I feel that if we really want to change right now, it's going to be up to the people to get to a point in life where we get tired of just a bunch of dramatic bullshit. Like big uh we are one huge VH1 right now. One huge Zeus network. Um you want to change it? Cool. How do you change it? Get to the polls, stop playing with life. It what infuriates me is that not even just in the gay community, but especially in the black community, is that our people fought for something that we don't even fight for. Like, period. Equal rights, women's rights, voting rights, equal pay. Like, we have failed all of that.
We just sit back and talk shit.
Yep. We sit
I
back.
don't. I don't even think our votes count anyway. But that's my opinion.
No, and the thing is crazy is if we all voted, we would actually we would be the reason the country shifts if black people actually voted.
It's a,
At the end of the day, the
Just from doing my own
electoral
research,
college.
just from doing my own research, if black people voted, we would be the reason the world shifted.
Mhm.
But we don't understand how much power we have in a country that was never designed for us. And that's where we mess up at.
I agree with
That
that.
now we buy into it.
Mhm.
And so if we want things to shift, we have to take back the power that was naturally given to us. And it was like I said, we came to a country that was not designed for us, and we literally have taken this world by storm, and then we felt ourselves because we got lazy. And it's no matter how we decorate it. You know, this third and fourth and fifth generations have gotten lackadaisical, and we've taken for granted everything that was fought. So my answer with Trump knows his days are numbered. How do I deal with that? I throw a big ass tantrum and I let you watch me do it.
Right.
What do kids do when they do tantrums? They fuck up everything.
Mhm.
And
They
he is
and
successfully
they
fucking
get
up
that.
And he is successfully
everything.
fucking everything up. Trump knows when this term is over, it's going to be the end of his presidency, the end of his marriage, the end of his relationship with his family. And he doesn't care
Only.
because
The end of his
everything he
freedom.
said he was going to do, he's done.
Mm.
He
The end of
doesn't
his
care because
freedom.
he's gonna be no. I don't think he's going to jail. He's not going to care because he's rich. He made so much more money during the presidency.
When Trump loses this, when Trump is out of office, that richness means absolutely nothing because he is now unprotected. Everything Trump has protected himself from, the Republicans are going to go back and they're going to say, "Kiss my ass, Trump." And everything that he's protected himself from, they're going to unprotect his ass from. They're going to throw him in a jail cell with a Mexican named Julio that he didn't pay to fix the Trump towers, and they're going to wear his ass out.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I think
Mark
that
my
man that
words.
made people
Mark
rich.
my words.
That
He's going to
man
be
was
in
never
jail with
seen.
Julio, Hector, and Raheem
Never
from
seen
the
shit.
hood.
We hope, but that ain't happening. That man done made them people too much money.
There's three things gonna happen with Trump. Either he going two things gonna happen. One or two things gonna happen with Trump. Either Trump go to
That's
jail, or
it.
Trump going to be up out of here.
Yeah, he gonna lead. I believe he'll lead the country, but he's
Oh,
gonna
I
be.
ain't talking about
He's
leaving the
filthy
country. He gonna leave
rich.
the earth.
Oh yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think
Hey,
that.
they already tried twice. Get him out of here.
Now that wasn't a try. That
That
wasn't a
they
try.
didn't try. That
No,
was a
they didn't
hoax.
try a damn thing. Because first of all,
I think it
ain't
was a
ain't no
setup
ain't no real
anyway.
sniper gonna miss.
That was a setup
Yeah,
anyway.
that was a
That
hoax.
was
Well,
all propaganda.
we done
Yeah.
took Tim's show over. Go
Oh,
ahead,
I'm
Now,
Tim.
sorry, Tim.
no, this is
Ah,
classic us. This is classic us. This is what we do.
the
Shit.
whole
I,
world is a stage in a goddamn movie. That's
Yes, it
first, yeah, first
is.
things first. How you gonna miss a target that damn big
Thank
twice?
you.
And orange.
and
Thank
nobody
you.
That
running,
right
nobody
there.
running, and nobody
He is a
running.
he is a
That right
walking
there is the
bullseye.
end game. Now, how could you
Yeah,
miss an ass that big? And that's the end game.
yeah.
So why they do that to
What?
fuck with us though?
Can you get what?
The,
Why
the the beautiful thing about this is going to be to watch these Republicans get his ass
I
the
got a huge
second
chip
that
plate.
they impeach him. We ain't gonna have to do anything because his own party is gonna hang his ass out to dry. You watch. They've already turned on it. The
yeah.
second that he doesn't have those presidential protections, they're gonna tear his ass up. We're not gonna have to lift a finger. His own
Um,
party is gonna get that ass.
I don't know. I think the
And it's gonna
world is
come
a
from his
stage.
VP because they already watched him turn on his first VP. That second VP ain't gonna give
Oh,
his ass a chance.
damn.
I'm sure that man already done studied the playbook. And
Right.
he's keeping it real cute. You don't hear his name in anything because once Trump is out the door, then that's his seat.
I don't know. I think he's gonna be the last president. I don't think it's gonna be another president after this. Sorry.
So what
You
you
know
think it's gonna
what?
be?
I
Do you
think
think
I
it's gonna be
think
a new government?
the world no, yep, no that, but I think it's gonna be the people, we gonna run the goddamn world. It ain't gonna be no damn president no more.
They would
Sorry.
never allow that in America because the people can never come to a conclusion that we all
A
agree
single,
on.
yeah. No, yeah, everybody
Oh,
all
so
has different
we
opinions.
need a we need a Trump to do all that? That's what you're saying? We need a president to do all that? We don't need a
What I'm
president.
saying is we need a person to be in office because we the people will fuck this country more than Trump could ever do it.
Well, we don't need nobody in office. No, we can't. We don't. We really don't. We
All
really don't.
right. Tim, get to your next question because we'll be here all day with this one.
Okay. So here's my question. If for some reason he managed to snatch all our rights away, have you ever thought about how you would survive and how you would protect yourself as a gay person
Mm-hmm.
if all of our rights were taken away?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I will go get a real sniper and point him in the correct direction instead of these TV actors y'all didn't put up here and called them snipers. I will go bail out somebody. Or I ain't gonna bail out. I'm gonna break out somebody who got life any damn way. Cause they ain't got nothing to lose.
Like I said, I'm not
And
worried.
give the world what they really want to see.
This our government is just a one long running episode of Housewives or Baddies or something like that. It's everything is about everything is an act. Everything is a front. Everything is a set.
It's a movie.
Like nothing's real anymore. Like everything is like planned and pre-calculated and set up. Like
But
it's
History
what
it, it's
country?
repeating
What was that
itself.
country? What was that country that they overruled the government and they was like, we ain't going to work, we ain't going this, we ain't doing that, we ain't shop. What country was that?
We didn't even answer Tim's question because I wanted to hear what Donna was going to say, what she was going to
Oh,
do.
what I'm gonna do? Because first of all, like I said, I'm retired. If you want to take away my benefits because I'm gay and I'm a lesbian, I got money saved up. But like I said, at the in the long run, I'm saying we're not gonna have a president no more. Sorry, I already know the story. I already know the script, and we're like I said, we all gonna have to fend for ourselves. So get cozy with your neighbor, and I'm not worrying about nothing about that. He don't have. You think he has that much power? Then y'all go ahead and think he got that much power. He does not have that much power. We got more power than he do because it's more in numbers. And if we stick together and we get together and we do what we got to do, eh, eh,
So you think in a
the
you,
government could be overran if we want it to be. We just
you
program.
you think in a world that where people can't even get along because of the color of their skin, that they're going to throw out
No,
a
know
whole
why we can't
governmental
get along?
office?
It's because they put out narratives for us to not get along. They put out narratives for us not to get along. They put out narratives saying white people was made black people slaves when that's the white man's lie. Come on now. We know the story of what happened with all that. We gotta start looking at the stop listening to the white man's story and get together and listen to what we gotta do for ourselves. And that's why we all hear the white people don't like black people don't because they put that narrative out there.
So you
I
don't
have a
think that
lot of
white
white
people made
I
black?
have a
You don't
lot of
think
white friends and
I have a lot of
they
white
are cool
friends
with
too?
that.
But you don't think that white people made black people slaves?
No, no, no. Go through your history. Come on now. No, we was never slaves.
I've been through the history. That's why
We
I'm
was
So,
never
questioning you.
so,
slaves.
so we
We
did it
were never
voluntarily.
slaves.
So we
We
just
were
did it
never
as
Come
slaves.
on now. That's the white
We
man
just
lie.
voluntarily
That's
got
the
on the
white
boat and said,
man
"Ooh,
lie.
free cruise."
That's the white man lie. Come on now. We was never slaves. We was never brought from Africa over here. We was always here.
My people wasn't here. I can say that.
I don't know what your people are, but my people was here.
Well, your people was must be Indians then.
And yours are too.
No, no, my grandmom's is, but my granddaddy's peoples are straight black Africans, and they
Okay.
definitely were brought here.
They was brought over here. They was brought over here. They was brought
Yeah,
over here
there
or they
were
still in
some
Africa.
Africans brought over here. Yes, there were some
Yes,
Africans that were brought here.
Yeah, but white people were
yes.
slaves too. White people were slaves too. Come on now,
They
get
were
get your history right.
indentured
Okay. Oh,
servants.
actually,
And the Indians was POWs, prisoner of war, and that's why Thanksgiving we shouldn't even be celebrating that because that's when the white people came over and slaughtered our people.
y'all are actually both right. Um, some of
I
the
ain't no African
some of
American. Sorry,
some of the indigenous were already here, and
this
some of
is,
them were brought
this
over
is
on
our
slave ships. So
this is
y'all are both right.
this is our land. The white man took it over. This is our
It's-
land.
we've been saying it for years. The Black Panthers said it best when they said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Exactly.
Basically saying we were already here.
Been here.
That's the gist of what that statement really and actually factually means. When you used to hear members of the Black Panther movement in the '70s saying that we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock
Exactly.
landed on us.
Exactly.
So
That's why I don't know why
both
people
of y'all are
celebrate
right. Both of
Thanksgiving.
y'all.
Why celebrate Thanksgiving when they came over here and got all the information from our people and then they slaughtered them after the fact. Why you celebrate Thanksgiving? Because you're brainwashed to do so. That's the white Thanksgiving is a white man's holiday. All these holidays are white man
Have
holidays.
a good right
And we
side.
celebrate.
I don't like once I grew older and I found out the actual meanings behind these holidays, the ones that didn't celebrate any holiday that we were still in chains, I don't celebrate. Any holiday revolving around the devil, I don't celebrate.
Well, most of them are, but do you have any more questions pertaining to the show? Because we done went all over the world, and I
Sorry,
see you had a
Right.
I
few.
get passionate about when people don't know the history of our
Right.
I
people.
think
But
I think everybody
Uh,
has their own family, individual history. I don't think it's one set thing.
Yeah, but this is
Right.
our land, regardless of where family, Africa. This has always been our land.
But it's all our land. So
Exactly.
what?
Indeed,
And
it is.
the people that was here probably migrated hundreds of years ago from Africa. It doesn't matter. Or you came from Asia. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, the Earth actually used to be a mega continent,
Yes, Pangea. It's all the
and
same.
And
and
It's
it,
and and and
and, and
and, East Coast is really West Coast, and West Coast is really East Coast. If you really know your history, but people don't, they, whatever. Go ahead, next.
your next question, because we are at the 9:48 mark. I know
okay.
you wanted to ask something about genders or something like that.
Well, okay. Um, Me and Peach were having a discussion off air, um, last week, and anybody who has followed us even a little bit knows that I am supportive of the trans community. I have been for decades. But I was raised in a church, and I was raised in a family where the only discussion was ever two genders. So I get torn because when you're around something most of your life, that kind of becomes your norm or your belief. Not saying that I side with Trump, not saying that trans people don't, or any group in the LGBTQ spectrum doesn't have the right to identify as who they are. I was raised the majority of my life just being aware of two genders. So I know saying that might offend people,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying at all that I agree with Trump's position on the gender issue or how he's going about taking people's rights away. It's just, what I believe, what I believed most of my life to be true is like something hard to kick. But at the same time, that I believe everybody has a right to dwell and be who they are or who they feel they are. You know, so I don't know. It it's a sticky situation sometimes when people talk about gender, because my life before 25. Um, I had only experienced male and female, lesbians and gay men. Butches and femmes. It wasn't until I got I moved away from home and really got exposed to the lifestyle where other genders or other gender classifications, should I say, came into play, and I even had to consider or be aware of something other than male and female. Is it wrong to just believe in male and female? And when I say that, I'm not saying that that's how I feel. It's only one or the other. But I'm saying, is it wrong?
No,
Is it wrong just to believe in male and female genders?
that's a hard question. It's.
You know
I
that
mean, I don't
you
think
know I
it's wrong
always.
because
Mhm.
we've been brainwashed to know that that's what male is, man. They the masculine, and they the protectors and this and that, and women are made to be the baby makers and stay home and do this, do that. But we evolved through time, so now it's not like that no more. It's like in our community, it's not like that. The trans women, uh are not born women, but they identify as a woman, and that's what they feel they are. So, but like I said, it's a sticky situation with that. But like I said, we know that the men, women, is nothing else in between. So, and
There's not.
FYI,
Okay.
That's your answer.
and FYI, ask a African, are they black? Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think any race think they're black. That's you get no. We're
No,
not
because y'all
crayon.
talking about Africans, and I'm saying when the you go as an African, they don't want to identify with us. They
One thing about Africans, if you
mean
have
say
a
that you're
conver,
African, you're you're
yeah,
you're black. I'm not. I'm African. You know that's how Africans think. They don't. Yeah, because I've
yeah.
been to South Africa, and I've talked to some Africans, and they no, they don't even. Yeah, it's a word that they call. Yeah.
Well, they've
Okay.
been through colonization. I mean, it's a lot that goes with that. They weren't educated on certain things, and then some of them have their oral traditions that tell them, about stories of people being taken on ships. But like I said, everybody's free to believe what they want, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
your personal family lineage. Everybody should
Mhm.
know their own personal one. And if
Mhm.
you have oral traditions of an African, then hey, what's the
Yeah.
problem with it?
Yeah. For
If you
sure.
have oral traditions of being of it, that's what's the problem. The
For
thing for
sure.
me when it comes to the Indian piece, prove that you're Indian. Do you have any documentation? Do you
Yeah.
have
Ask
a
my
tribe?
grandmother. My grandmother. I have. She's Cherokee. I have.
Yeah.
Yes. I have
So
all the.
yeah, as long as you
And my
could
mom.
prove
South
that,
Carolina, North Carolina.
because a lot of people weren't not everybody has the same story. But
Mhm.
back to answering Tim's question
Yeah.
about right or wrong with
Yeah.
this female and male gender. Number one, I'm gonna start out by saying gender is a social construct. When you come in this world, did you ever think about when you as a 1 year old or 2 year old when you was developing consciousness? I never sat there and thought about if I was a boy or a girl because I didn't know what the fuck that was. People
Right.
told me what that was. And number two is a thing called intersex, and that's in between. So how could it only be two genders? It just
Right.
doesn't make sense to me. Um Also, when we talk about the trans, I hate that people act like trans people are just something new under the sun. Like
Right. Yeah.
if anyone has ever followed me and I've been live streaming over the years, I have told you about deities that were worship that were trans people
Hmm.
that had that trans consciousness, the trans value system, and that's ancient Mesopotamia. That is a civilization that was way before the times we are now. So who are we to discredit these people that was having these experiences way before we were here? You know what I'm saying? So again, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Um I think we focus on that too much. I feel like you're putting boxes on people. Why
Right.
can't I just be me? Why do I gotta be a girl? Why do I gotta be a boy? Why I can't be me?
Hmm.
Why I can't like the blue jogging suit that says polo on it? Why I can't what did Tyler said, when you're 1 or 2 years old, you're developing autonomy and independence self, where we learn confidence and shame from. I'll tell you one thing, at 2 and 3 years old, I had a high awareness and I wasn't thinking about no girl or none of that.
Right.
But either way, it could be, put it this way, it could be as many genders as we choose to create, because again, it's nothing set in stone. You know what I'm saying? Cisgender, agender, this one, that one, transgender. What does it matter?
Hmm.
If that's my experience in this body on this planet Earth, let me have my experience. If you want to experience it as a boy because that feels comfortable for you, then experience it. If you want to experience it as a girl, then experience it. If you come into the world intersex, and I'm gonna keep it real, like a lot of times, I don't think people medically know that there is no distinct line like that. Because
Mm.
women has testosterone like me. I develop
Yeah.
more testosterone than
Yeah.
the average woman. That's why it freaks me out. Oh, we don't want a trans man on the team because a trans woman on the team because she got testosterone. Well, there are women sitting on that team that's stronger
Mhm.
than one of
Yeah.
the average women. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was playing sport, I was faster than the women. I had testosterone, higher levels. I was stronger, the upper body strength. So we gotta stop.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been out forever. These people didn't even just show up. And if you are Indian, right? Do you understand that's a part of the Indian culture?
It's
Mhm.
called Two Spirits, and that's
Two
that's what I was gonna say.
spirits.
That's part of what I was gonna say when I go ahead, keep talking.
So I'm just like, we got to think about some things. We waste our time on stupid shit. Like, I don't understand the whole I gotta control what you identify as. What
Right.
the hell has that got to do with me? As long as you're not harming me, what do I care? Why do I gotta judge that? If you say my name is Tim and I am a girl, and well, then that's your experience. That's how you feel, and I'm with it. That's you. Why are we oppressing people in their
Right.
Yeah.
own bodies? You putting them in a cage in their own fucking body because you need to make sense of them because what? You can't make sense of yourself?
Mhm.
But that's
It's
my answer. I could be here all night long. It's just
Right.
stupid shit to me.
It's it's just two things that I want to say. One of them you kind of touched on. The first is they are trying to they are using physical things to classify an entire embodiment. They're using our our sex that we're born as, which is a physical thing. It's attached emotions and mentality, but it's a physical thing. But as I befriended more trans people and I started to spend more time with trans people, it's a mental thing and it's a spiritual thing because they know from a very early age that things aren't right. They know from a very early age that they like doll babies instead of GI Joes,
yes.
or they're little girls who like GI Joes instead of doll babies.
Me.
They're trying to classify someone because of physical characteristics when there's more to it than just that. You know, yes, I was born with this, but I have this, but I've been a little girl since I was 2 years old. And everybody that could see I was a little girl since I was 2 years old. I just wasn't born with what a 2 year old girl is born with. Another thing is LGBTQ behavior, the LGBTQ lifestyle was here before colonizers came here.
Mhm.
It was here before this country was constructed, before this
Mhm.
country was thought of. The indigenous had people, and
Mhm.
the indigenous celebrated these people. These people were very special people. Some tribes, even at certain points in the year, paid tribute or worshiped the people in their tribes that were two spirited,
Yeah, they were
which
your
is
seers.
Mm-hmm.
which is LGBTQ people. So the LGBTQ gays were here before this country was here.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you to say it does not belong?
Right.
It was here before your government was established. It was here before you set foot on Plymouth Rock.
Yeah, we didn't always have government,
There's nothing right about it.
so we don't have to have government now.
Well, we need some form of government because
No.
the people always never agree.
Yeah, but we can have a media person. We don't have to have a president for that.
Right.
This was a good topic, Tim. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
did go all over the place, but
Ah,
it
Okay.
was a
my bad.
no, it was fine. It was fine. You know, everybody got our LGBTS
Hmm.
perspectives on things. You know, I hope everybody really enjoyed it. If anybody, you want me to drop the link for a few minutes, and if anybody has specific questions to ask us about the community
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
or our opinions about things, I guess this is the wrap up piece. Like, you know, Tim should be asking everybody, what did we learn from the show?
I
Um,
learned that I didn't know about a whole bunch of those executive orders that were put forth, and I'm glad I know and I heard a lot of it tonight.
Mm.
yeah.
But it's not gonna change. It ain't gonna change my life. I'm gonna keep living and doing me.
Well, you let us know that multiple times during the broadcast that you was gonna keep living because you
Exactly.
got a cruise next week and you ain't got
Yep.
time for this
I
shit.
ain't got
You
time
ain't
for
got time.
shenanigans. No, I'm not letting nobody control my life. Sorry.
I love that. I love that. I think I told you last week. I love that for you, and I love that about you.
Yeah.
I really do. I wish I could really be that nonchalant while a fucking idiot is destroying our fucking future.
He can't be around for so long, so we gonna bounce back. We gonna
But
bounce
the
back.
damage that he's causing, it's getting ready to get rough in this fucking country. It's getting
Yeah.
ready to get
Mm.
real rough in this country because a lot of the things that we're used to are
Yeah.
about to evaporate. It's
Yeah.
about to get
Especially
rough.
gas, food shortage, all that. It's going to get worse before it get better. It's going to get better. I'm telling you, but it's got to get worse. That's how the game is and the story goes. It got to get bad. Got to get bad before it get better.
Yeah, but if history proves to be true,
Yeah.
it's about to go down.
Yeah.
What a Great Depression. We had
It's
one. You
about,
think
Yeah.
we
it's
need
Yeah.
about,
another
yeah.
one?
That's why
It's
stock
about to
up
go
on a
down.
lot of food. Stock up on some gas. Stock up on oil. Stock on water, food. Because it's about to get bumpy. I'm telling you. But at
It
the end of
is.
the day, it's going to get better. I'm telling you. I already know the
It
script.
is.
I know the
It
script.
Um,
is.
should I be dropping the link or we just gonna close out? Anybody have any questions that you want to ask community while we are up here? Anybody? While we got a few more
Somebody.
Oh,
minutes.
brother Talib.
Somebody.
I tell you what I learned tonight. I learned that I may have to leave America for a little bit because we keep doing the same shit over and over and over. That means we ain't learning. Something the hell wrong with us.
Right.
We keep repeating the same shit.
Yeah, just leave and then come back when hopefully it get better.
Hey, I need a vacation.
All right.
Shit, I might go over there to Africa. At this point, I'll be just to get somewhere.
Yeah, they have some beautiful countries in Africa that you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pick the right one.
Right. You can't go
But see,
everywhere.
listen, I got everyone is the right one for me because again, I could move either way. I could go to the left, I could go with the right.
Oh
I'm
yeah, in that
fine.
sense, yeah. I'm gonna go to Thailand. They free people. They don't judge nobody. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Thailand. If I'm leaving the country, Thailand or Japan.
Yeah.
A
Get me
lot
a
of
little
people that
man and go.
yeah, a lot of people that have went to Thailand are doing really good over there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful country, and and it's so cheap over there, and the
Uh
people
huh.
don't bother you. They don't. They got the man boys, and they got gay club. I've been to Thailand. We went to gay clubs, and they got shows that they be having sex on stage. It's crazy over there. I love it over there. If I had to leave, I would go to Thailand. That would be my spot.
And yeah, they said what some of the I've been watching like things that people who have moved to Africa in the last year, how their experiences have been, and it really, really, really depends on where you go to in
Yeah,
Africa. Some people are doing really well and they love it over there. Some people
yeah,
pick the wrong places and the people don't like them, and
yeah. Go
they
figure that.
you
Go
know
figure that.
they still live in mud huts and they're really like rude. And these
Mm,
people are treated badly every fucking day because they're American.
go
They
figure.
don't care that your skin looks like
Well,
theirs.
well,
Go
we are
figure.
taught
Thank
to
you.
hate.
Thank you.
We are taught to hate each other.
Yeah.
Colonization. We were taught to hate each other. So it is what it is.
He was
It's
taught to hate white people too.
Well,
we
they
was
kind of
taught to
push
have
that
a
on there.
worship gene. Yeah, we kind of
And
don't
I
really hate them
mean,
like that.
I know that all white people aren't the same person, but
Exactly. Yeah,
the
black
area
people
that I
do.
grew up in, Salisbury, Maryland, that is a racist little hole, and a lot of the things that they did to us there growing up, it made me impartial to the white skinned people.
But look what we doing to ourselves. We in the street killing our own people, gunning down. You can't fight and you can't fist fight. You got to go shoot up your own people. So you can't say white people are racist. And look at what we do to ourselves.
That's true.
I
We
agree with
killing
you
each other,
100%.
selling drugs in our neighborhood, and killing our own people. Come on now, come on, make it make sense.
Well, you're gonna kill wherever you live. You're gonna kill whoever's in the vicinity of you. So if you live in a white area, you're gonna kill them too if you're a killer. So it doesn't,
Yeah, but you gunning down your own brother because what?
because I'm a killer.
Yeah, like
I want to kill people.
if
And
you
if,
if you think the white man is so bad, why you killing your own people? Go kill them.
I mean,
Obviously,
but
they're not that
it's
bad.
more convenient to
you could,
kill you right there.
Yeah,
I
but it
mean,
makes
but
no sense. Like
when you
it's
look
gonna be
on
less of
TV,
us.
when you look on TV, what do you see? Us killing us.
All the time.
When you listen to music, what do you hear? It's us killing us degrading us tearing each other down. It's like
And no respect
the
for the
social
women, the black men, no
programming.
respect. Yeah.
The social programming is so unreal because
But
you got
you
to
come to
realize these
see
young
her as
people
the
hear
white.
this shit and watch this shit 24 hours a day,
You
Right.
and
know what?
then they do this shit.
I have
Yeah.
a
Then
Because
question.
they put white against black because that's what they want. They want a race war. So they make it this and that. The cops killing black men and they stage a lot of that shit. It's a whole show. It's just
So I have a question. Let's center it back to us, right?
yes.
Our community. Are we
Yeah.
hmm
violent like towards each other or more loving? Are we more evolved?
no,
Yeah, we
Do
more
you hear
divided.
about do you hear about LGBTQ plus on LGBTQ plus crimes where we just killing each other for no reason?
Not as
it's
much,
no,
but they're not gonna advertise that.
it's not
Yes,
as
they
bad
would.
as now that you say it like that. It's not bad as the African
Can you
American
tell?
community at large.
You don't hear it,
You
and you
don't
Don't.
know
hear it
what?
at all.
It's something to be said about that. So for
Okay.
Damn,
us
you right, Pierce.
viewed in a bad
Yes.
way, but we probably may have some, knowledge and wisdom to impart to black people as a whole. Because for us to be sick in the head and all of these things, we're not committing the crimes and doing all the
Mm-mm.
injustices as the main
Well,
population
Jeffrey
of black.
Dahmer was gay,
So
and he
think
was
about us. Give us
Jeffrey
some
Dahmer
credit.
was gay. Yeah. Huh?
Give us some credit. Like
Yeah,
you
but
don't see. us doing all that stuff to each other.
Right. But Jeffrey Dahmer was gay, and he was eating and cutting up.
Well, he was a sociopath. He was a
Yeah, but he
sociopath.
was still in the life. He was still
Yeah, that's
he still
like
like
a rarity. But I'm just talking about
yeah,
like
That's
the
one in a million.
yeah. If we're talking
yeah.
about LGBTQ plus crime, where we going to gang
No,
banging.
yeah,
Now
no, not like that.
I'm
we
a,
No.
live in
you,
close bonds around each other too, but we don't.
Yeah, yeah, not like
you,
that. They'll
the
fight in the
the
clubs
only the
and
most
hate.
of the instances that you see of us killing each other is people who are closeted
Mm,
being put in situations where they're going to be exposed.
mm-hmm.
That's most of the murdering that you see in our community. You don't just see like two gays just killing each other.
Mm,
We
Something to
would do
be said
all
about
kinds of
that.
other fucked up shit to each other, but we don't kill each other.
mm.
We'll read each other. We'll.
Right, fight and
I
Sabotage
get
each
back.
rarely see
other.
us fighting. I rarely
Well,
see
back in
us
my
fighting
days,
like
them
that.
them them gay guys, them flamboyant guys. When I tell you, they be out there in the village, they would be showing their butts, fighting and just carrying.
The
It
young
was,
ones are like that in our community. The young ones, but young
yeah,
kids fight. Period, regardless what
right,
they sexual orientation.
right. I'm just
But
saying,
no, Phil,
we,
that
we,
that is
we
like
didn't kill, we just
something
fight.
that I really need to use in the future. Like the fact that we really, out of all the other groups, we are the least
Hmm.
murderous to each. I'm not gonna say
What
the least
about
violent, but we're the
what
least
about
murderous to
leaving
each
our
other.
children? What about being deadbeat moms and dads?
Not
I
me.
think I think that's something that doesn't. I think that's something that doesn't discriminate. I think that's a per person. That's
Yeah,
one of
but
those
how
things that's
many?
per person.
Let's say in your in your group dynamics, how have you seen many many instances of that, like you see in the greater Black culture?
I think it's about the same.
I have not. It
Neither.
seemed like no.
I've seen so many people have kids and then jump into the lifestyle and their parents are raising the kids because they done discovered new things and
Oh
the
wow.
whole lifestyle is new to them and they got a whole different gender to love and
Oh wow. Yeah. That's
some of them check
different.
out on the kids to
Yeah.
enjoy this new experience or this new life.
I
Wow.
think we
I've
should.
seen that a lot over the last 30 years.
I
Wow.
think we need to start having conversations centering around the day to day of being us for people, since we have a lot of allies watching, so they could kind of understand us a little bit better, like how we
Yeah.
function.
I hope it helps them understand the similarities as well as the differences. I hope it helps them understand that other than what we do in our bedrooms, we're not really drastically different
No.
than
We all human.
than who they are. And a lot of these stereotypes, some of these stereotypes are ridiculous, and other ones of the stereotypes doesn't apply to everyone that is gay. We're not the same person. We don't all know each other. We're not cousins.
Right. Right.
We're not
You
a
know,
gang.
We're individuals.
no,
Cause
We're not a collective gang of people,
right.
right?
So
right,
what some other gay person do don't reflect on me. You know,
right, right.
they their own person.
Some of us are very much y'all. We just do something different in the bedroom, and for the most part, that is the difference.
Right.
That's the difference. You know,
Mm,
I still do the same things you do, watch the
Yeah.
same sports that you do, walking around in my boxes and my wife beaters on my day off, just like you.
Is
You
that eat
know,
like you?
yeah,
Drink like you?
I eat just like you. You know, but
Sleep
yeah,
like
yeah. Wow, I don't know. I
you.
might sleep a little
They take
different.
one gay person and then they say we all the same as that one person.
I think it's people judge all gays by their local gay,
Yeah.
whether it's one in their family or one in their neighborhood.
Right.
You got that. You got crazy ass Peanut that live around the corner, and everybody in the neighborhood know he gay, but it's Peanut, and he grew up with everybody, and everybody's just cool with Peanut's gay little ass.
Exactly.
Whereas to a gay from some other neighborhood or a gay that they don't know will come into the neighborhood and probably get his ass whooped. Peanut can walk down the street. So you know,
Exactly.
we all have situations like that, and people have a tendency to think that all gay people is like their gay friend, especially girls that are fag hags. Girls that are fag hags,
Right.
they
Gotta tell
swear
people
every
what
gay
fag
person is
hags
like their
are.
yes. They swear every gay person is like their gays that they hang around, and no, boo, we ain't. No,
Nah.
it don't work like that.
To
Nah.
It
live
don't work
said,
like
and
that.
neither are black people all the same. But we get it to live about all black people not being the same. But we talking about we're separate section from you guys, and yes, y'all have we have a thing as being black, but then we have this extra thing about being a part of the community that sets
Right.
us apart, and people kind of just lump us all together
Right,
when we all have our own now we might fit in the same category, but we all have our own experiences
Personality. Yeah. For sure.
right.
in that
See,
category.
Yeah.
somebody else might meet me and find
Hmm.
out I'm gay, and they're gay, they're local gay, does hair and sits and gossips with them, and goes out to lunch and brunch with them, and they go get their nails and feet done,
Right.
and then you meet me, and I don't
Yeah.
do any of that. I'm not interested in none of this. You know what I'm saying? But because of her local gay was like that, that's how she thinks every gay
Everybody.
is.
Yeah.
You know, nope, nobody, every gay ain't gonna sit around you because they trying to have your boyfriend.
Right.
That's not all of us. That's Peanut.
Not all
That's
of
what
us trying to
Peanut does.
save
That's what little
everybody.
Peanut does. That's
Look,
yeah,
not everybody trying to convert everybody. Not everybody
right.
could duck walk. Not all of us.
Right. Not everybody thinks that everybody
Exactly.
can be had. Like,
Exactly.
everybody can be had. You go ahead and get beat the fuck up fucking with people that don't roll like that.
Exactly.
Take your ass over there with that silly shit. Mm.
Some of us like both genders. Some of us in the community don't.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
Like Donna, just strictly female.
Strictly female.
um, and
That's it.
no, just because you might like,
Even though
both genders.
I had a child, but I had a child because I wanted a child, not because I wanted to be with a man. I had to do
Yeah,
it the
Oh,
cheap way.
okay.
the cheap
I
way.
had
So you basically had a donor.
Woo, shoot.
no. I
A,
slept with him.
a free donor.
Yeah,
Had a
that's
free
what he
donor.
was. He was a free don. He didn't know he was. I had to play the part, but he was.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know, he found out I was a lesbian. Well, his mother called me a dyke, but back then, but
But that was the word back then.
yeah, it was.
It didn't mean nothing back then. It
Nah,
was
I
just
punched a person in the face. He called me a dyke. He called me. I don't care. I don't care. Back then, I didn't like that word and all that shit. Was like it's just my
It
nerves.
just sound hard.
Moving
It
crazy,
it,
sounds
like the
it,
Hulk,
hard.
like how the Hulk go crazy and turn the Hulk. That's what I turned to.
And not every girl in the community is a lesbian.
Right, right, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Now
yes,
people
no,
have like,
some of them be fag hags.
Oh
yeah.
God.
They out there with their local gay.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Or
when I would
delegate.
hang out, they be like, "Oh, the lesbian peach," and I'm like, "I'm not a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian. Why everybody think I'm
Right.
a
Oh gosh. Too
Okay,
funny.
well, I'm surprised that we getting this many laughs off of this show, but I'm glad that we are.
Right.
I'm glad that we are. As
Yeah,
usual, I enjoyed myself.
exactly.
Uh,
Sometimes it could be deep, and sometimes it could be funny. Yeah, that's
All
life.
right.
right. So we gonna wrap it up. We got 8 minutes. It's 10, almost 10:30.
Oh wow, I didn't even
You
know that.
gonna wrap it up?
Wrap
Tell
it up.
everybody join us. I forgot what we talking about next week because I know it was another topic, but
Oh,
we'll put out a flyer.
okay.
Okay.
Wrap it up, Tim. You. This is your show. This is your topic.
It's show. Tim. It's show.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us this week. I really hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope the information hit you in a place that you were willing and able to accept and absorb it. I hope it opens your mind and your eyes to our struggles and the things that are actually going on in the world, how they affect us, and how, in turn, some of the things that affect us can affect you. Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you, as it is every week. Please join us again next week, Tuesday, between 8 and 8:30, because we do believe in CPT.
Hey, and I apologize for getting off topic a little bit, but it be like that.
At least nobody got mad.
Donna, when you start freestyling, we just go with the flow, baby.
No, I be
Listen,
so passionate about some things. My bad.
if
I
y'all
try to keep it
enjoyed
down.
this show, I encourage y'all to go back and watch the map show
The
because
map.
that
Okay.
show had everybody.
Bro.
See, if I would have been at that show, it would have been. Oh man, I know my mouth. I'm
We
glad.
was
I think
all upset.
I'm glad I wasn't. I'm glad I wasn't. That's why I wasn't.
Yeah, I had to smoke one after that show, bro. I had to roll right up. I was like, oh my God.
Maybe we need to do a part two on that one. Huh?
Oh, bet
I
y'all want to
don't
do
think
a
they're
part
ready.
two.
I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready for part two of
If
the
we
man.
talk about the Epstein files, we got to talk about the maps.
Right,
Oh
right,
my God.
exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, I think it was a
Do
reason
you
I missed
know?
that.
Do you know the Epstein files is out in every country but ours?
Of course.
It's been out. You had to go behind the scene. You got to start keeping up with the black YouTube. You could have been saw that.
Yeah.
Really?
They
You
got
got to
they
put
got
me through.
they got
You got,
Beyonce on there. I almost died. What's she doing on there? What Beyonce and Jay-Z
She
doing on
probably want. She wants a, what is it? A pizza? Wait a minute. Pizza is
there?
a
Pizza
girl or
party?
boy?
Yeah,
Those
that's
are
pizza.
boys or girls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I already knew Beyonce was she went both ways. But
well,
that's
Kelly
no
told
fun.
Okay.
Kelly kind of let that slip a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Maybe we need to talk about next week. The gays that's amongst you that y'all don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
It
Especially in
would be
the
a whole show.
It would be a
yeah.
It would be a
whole
whole show
show.
because everybody's just falling on out there. The past 2 years, everybody just been falling on out them closets,
And
and and Cat
ain't
Williams
nobody
is
safe.
standing there holding the door.
Yes. Woo.
Oh my God.
I
I'm
was
telling
like, what?
you.
Is there any straight person in the world? What? It's crazy.
All right. Well, I guess I got to close it out because we just be sitting here forever. Thank you for joining us. Like Tim said, catch up with us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. ish for LGBTQ plus and black. I am uncertain what the topic will be, but it will be an excellent one. You will learn something. Also, if you are in the chat, please share this live. Tell a friend about us. We love a community to watch, but we also love allies, which is friends to the community to watch. Please, listen, we got a weirdo in the chat. Said the gays stole the rainbow like the Nazis stole the swastika and turned it into something that is not.
Oh my God, where did
Actually, the gays can't steal a rainbow. The rainbow was meant for everybody. So I'm
exactly?
glad you here. A
Thank you.
homophobe in the chat. Keep
I'm so
America straight.
happy. I'm so
Yeah.
happy. Come back next
Again.
Tuesday.
Come back next Tuesday so we can eat your ass alive. And come on camera and come up on
Right.
thing so
Don't
we
be
can
a punk.
talk to you. Don't
Yeah.
be a punk.
Right.
Actually, since you hate us, don't be a faggot, right?
Right, exactly.
Either way, y'all have a good night.
Exactly. All
See
right,
y'all
good
next
night.
week. I love
Have a good one.
everybody.
I won't be
Yeah.
here. I'll be on the cruise.
Bye.
I'll be on the
Oh,
cruise.
okay.
All right,
You
good night.
always
Bye.
on. You always on
All
tour,
right.
Don. We know. We know.
All right, good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.